Alrighty guys, we are back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have Diddy's jail safety forces feds to launch investigation over violent and unsafe conditions. Shout out to Chicksmooth for the video. Honestly, I feel like that's pretty much stating the obvious. It's prison, and it's been historically a very violent and unsafe place. I feel like the safety concerns probably are due to the fact that Diddy probably more than likely has a lot of dirt on a lot of important people, and he can definitely probably get Epsteined if it comes down to it. Because to me, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he got up on that stand and went full Nino Brown and started snitching on everybody. We definitely can't underestimate what somebody would do to save their own skin. And Diddy being around a lot of the people he's been around, very, very high profile people throughout his career, I'm pretty sure somebody's on that freak off tape that doesn't want to be on one of those freak off tapes. It's definitely something that could shake up the whole industry because Diddy has been at this for a very long time. He's been moving like this for a very long time. So yeah, man, it would not surprise me if he snitches, and it wouldn't surprise me if he has names that we all know of. So enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video. Again, it's entitled Diddy's Jail Safety Forces Feds to launch investigation over violent and unsafe conditions, which I said earlier is pretty much obvious, even though I'm pretty sure the dude is not a general pop.
Though it's entirely by accident, and if it were up to him, he probably wouldn't do it. But Diddy might be the most charitable billionaire in the world right now. While other rich people give money to have things named after them, Diddy is proving you don't even need to be elected to make a difference. All it takes is one billionaire to walk into a place for everyone to start noticing how terrible it actually is, which is exactly what's happening as AP.
Of course, they bring eyes that otherwise probably wouldn't be paying attention to those conditions. But the fact is, the state of these prisons has been something that the public has known for a very long time. And yeah, I feel like it's because he's not at a club fed like a Martha Stewart, because the allegations he's facing are way nastier than anything Martha Stewart ever did, man. And honestly, I don't really feel like people are going to feel bad for this guy, especially with some of the stuff he's accused of doing. And the rest of the stuff he's been accused of is definitely like mobster level stuff. So yeah, this isn't somebody that people are really losing sleep over the fact that he's in there, other than probably his family, obviously.
Reports, authorities launch interagency operation at federal jail in New York housing Sean Diddy Combs. So even during his most challenging moments, Diddy is finding a way to help the people. What a guy. What's up, y'all? It's your man Talkless World reporting for the Chicksmooth channel. We gotta talk about this. This isn't just the jails in New York City investigating themselves. This is an interagency operation with different groups of feds working together to make sure the conditions of the jails are appropriate. The article we'll get into, was this all just for Diddy? But it will start off saying, investigators from various federal agencies launched an interagency operation on Monday at the troubled lockup in New York City where Sean Diddy Combs is being held. The investigators from the Bureau of Prisons, the Justice Department's Inspector General's office, and other law enforcement agencies had descended on.
If this is really the case and Diddy has something to do with it, like fam, it's ridiculous, because I feel like a lot of these conditions have been public for a very long time. Like these places are riddled with mold. I feel like we as the public have definitely known about these conditions for a very long time. Throughout the years, how many pics have leaked of moldy walls and roaches and all sorts of just terrible conditions? Like, bam, this is definitely something that's not new. And while it is dope that they are going to check on the conditions, because yeah, like they're prisoners, but they're not animals. You're not going to rehabilitate somebody by treating them like an animal.
On the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn on Monday. The Bureau of Prisons said in a statement to the Associated Press, the law enforcement operation is, quote, designed to achieve our shared goal of maintaining a safe environment for both our employees and the incarcerated individuals housed at MDC Brooklyn, the agency said. Prison officials declined to provide specific details about the operation Monday morning. And this isn't about unfluffy pillows or a steak not being cooked perfectly medium rare.
No, these are hazardous health conditions there. Obviously, when they're talking about terrible conditions, they're talking about terrible living conditions, like I said. And obviously, it's not about them having lobster in prison. This is more about the unsafe living conditions like the mold, stuff I was talking about earlier. This is definitely something that has been going on since the start of the prison industrial complex. Like the fact that like these people are making money off of prisons and jails is reason enough for them to want them full.
AP will continue, but the move comes as the jail has faced increasing scrutiny over horrific conditions, rampant violence, and multiple deaths, and amid a push by the Justice Department and Bureau of Prisons to fix problems at the jail and hold perpetrators accountable. This wasn't a spontaneous operation. They didn't just decide to do it this morning.
This has been in the making for a very long time. Something that even the public has been aware of.
As AP will continue, last month, federal prosecutors charged 9 inmates in connection with a spate of attacks from April to August at the Metropolitan Detention Center, the only federal jail in New York City. The allegations made public last month detailed serious safety and security issues at the jail, including charges after 2 inmates were stabbed to death and another was speared in the spine with a makeshift ice pick. A correctional officer was also charged with shooting at a car during an unauthorized high-speed chase. They would continue, the criminal charges offered a window into violence and dysfunction that has plagued the jail, which houses about 1,200 people, including Combs and Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of the collapsed FTX crypto.
Yeah, guys, those guys are in a whole nother wing of that facility. They're more than likely probably never in contact with the violent offenders. And honestly, the only reason why Diddy is in the wing he's at probably is for the fact that he is a billionaire. So you can't really put him in general population, which obviously doesn't rule out that something could happen. They're not going to get put in with like the killers per se. Obviously, violence has been a huge problem in jails. It's something that definitely needs a closer eye on. Like, yeah, you're not going to be able to stop every act of violence. At the end of the day, it is a prison full of criminals, you know? So there's going to be those few that resort to violence as a way of getting their point across or proving a point or whatever other reason they may have. But yeah, man, this is definitely something that obviously is a long time coming. I don't think Diddy had really anything to do with this. Who knows? Weirder things have happened. As for Diddy, I do feel like, yeah, like with the dirt he has on everybody, yeah, potentially somebody can get paid on the inside to go and do something, but that's definitely not the only way. He could be deleted, and honestly, it would probably solve a lot of people's problems. A ton of people are probably scared, wondering if their name will be implicated in any of this stuff, because this is something that it's going to end you, man. And it might not just be your career, it might be like the end of your freedom.
Cryptocurrency exchange. In a statement on Monday, the Bureau of Prisons said its operation in Brooklyn was pre-planned and that there is no active threat. Now, the article wouldn't get into more specifics on what the feds are specifically looking for, but they would share some of the concerns of the people being held within the jails. Quote, the agency said it wouldn't provide additional details about what exactly investigators were doing there on Monday until the operation is complete. Quote, in an effort to maintain the safety and security of all personnel inside the facility and the integrity of this operation. The facility, in an industrial area on the Brooklyn waterfront, has about 1,200 detainees, down from more than 1,600 in January. It's used mainly for post-arrest detention for people awaiting trial in federal courts in Manhattan or Brooklyn. Other inmates are there to serve short sentences following convictions.
Of course, and once he gets sentenced, he's more than likely going to be sent upstate.
Those held at the Brooklyn jail have long complained about rampant violence, dreadful conditions, severe staffing shortages, and the widespread smuggling of drugs and other contraband, some of it facilitated by employees. At the same time, they say they've been subjected to frequent lockdowns and have been barred from leaving their cells for visits, calls, showers.
Obviously, that's a tactic to try to cut down on the violence. But like I said earlier in the video, that's not rehabilitation. You're treating these people like animals, and people go nuts off of this treatment. It's definitely something that you shouldn't be imposing so much. That's not how you're going to get these people to like rehabilitate themselves. To me, you're doing the opposite of rehabilitation when you're subjecting people to this type of like treatment, especially long term. But yeah, does it really surprise anybody that like there's corrupt COs? I feel like, yeah, they're the ones getting everything, most of the contraband in there. How else would you think they're getting iPhones and all this stuff? Which is crazy because nowadays we've all seen those pictures that go viral of people playing 2K in their prison cell. You got jails that hand out iPads now. So it's definitely something that's been changing. And honestly, I do think it's a positive change. I feel like them being able to have communication with the outside world and their family and stuff like that, because obviously those things are monitored. I definitely feel like it's something that would help you keep your humanity. If you ever had any family or friends that were incarcerated, there is like a huge adjustment period that sometimes, honestly, they never really get fully adjusted to. Like the paranoia, and they become institutionalized. They were basically reprogrammed. And it can be very difficult for people to reverse that. This is definitely something that has been on the agenda for a very long time. And yeah, man, I hope some positive change is done and it's not just some like random throwaway investigation that never really goes anywhere.
Or exercise, which is a big deal because these people are in jail, not prison. Because like the article said, most of the people in there are only there awaiting trial. Sure, it's post-arrest, but they're still innocent until proven guilty. But
I get we don't want to treat jail like prison, but I do feel like even in prison, like they should have some type of humanity left in them, because you don't want somebody coming back after 5 years, 10 years and being just completely institutionalized. And honestly, it's just a huge risk of just going right back to prison. A lot of people do reoffend.
what do you think about the situation? Does this just prove that billionaires just need to interact with more society? If billionaire kids went to public schools and took public transportation, we would probably see investigations on how to make those better as well.
Well, no, there would just be more resources and funds shuffled over to that school, which in turn makes the school better. The public education system obviously varies from state to state, but yeah, I feel like the more resources and the more money you put in there can only help the schools. I don't think Diddy being at this jail is what's giving like I guess more reason for like them to investigate this stuff. I just think it's been a long time coming, because he's not the first billionaire to be in prison, nor will he be the last. I mean, we might see a few more by the end of the year. Who knows? After everyone that's been exposed this year, would it really surprise you if you saw another really, really high profile person get implicated in all this stuff? Because like I said, a lot of people are just going to try to save their own skin. And if they have to throw somebody under the bus or expose somebody or snitch on somebody, they'll do it honestly in a heartbeat. So definitely let me know if you guys think Diddy being there had anything to do with the fact that they're investigating this. I just think honestly it's something that's been in the works for a long time. And yeah, man, prisons are violent and unsafe. Like, it's not a spa. And obviously I feel that a lot of reform has to be made. It shouldn't be a vacation either. We should rehabilitate those that can be rehabilitated. Obviously they're not going to be 100% successful, but if we can up the odds of like people that come back and they don't reoffend and they're able to adjust properly, because if we're just going to lock somebody up and throw away the key and let them just rot in prison, the only people winning are the prisons. The only people winning are the people making money off the prisons. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are freaking amazing. Guys, we're almost at 3K, and it's all thanks to you guys. Like this last month, we're over, I want to say 117,000 views on the channel for the month, which for a new channel is honestly, to me, like, we grew way faster than I expected. And honestly, the love and support you guys show in the comments is freaking amazing. Like I've said before, it's honestly my biggest motivation in making these videos. I always look forward to like the dialogues in there, and yeah, you guys are awesome. I just wanted to let you guys know. Hope you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon.